Facts about Australia. Australia is a sovereign transcontinental country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. Official name: Commonwealth of Australia. Form of government: Federal Parliamentary Democracy. Prime Minister: Scott Morrison. Trending capital: Canberra. Population: 25.69 million, 2020. World Bank. Official language: English. Money: Australian dollar. Dialing code: +61. Area: 7,692,024 square kilometers. Major mountain ranges: Great Dividing Range, McDonnell Ranges. Major rivers: Murray-Darling, Murrumbidgee. Lachlan. Australia is one of the largest countries on Earth, and the only country that covers an entire continent. Although it is rich in natural resources and has a lot of fertile land, more than 1/3 of Australia is desert. Most Australian cities and farms are located in the southwest and southeast, where the climate is more comfortable. The famous outback, remote rural areas, contains the country's largest deserts, where there are scorching temperatures, little water, and almost no vegetation. In the northeast, there are dense rainforests where lush vegetation grows. Running around the eastern and southeastern edge of Australia is the Great Dividing Range. This 3,700-kilometer stretch of mountains sends water down into Australia's most important rivers and the Great Artesian Basin, the largest groundwater source in the world. Australia's amazing nature. Australia's ecosystem is an unusual one. Because of its remote location, many animal species that occur here are found nowhere else on Earth, such as the platypus, kangaroo, echidna, and koala. Australia has 516 national parks to protect its unique plants and animals. There are several types of rainforests in Australia. Tropical rainforests, mainly found in the northeast, are the richest in plant and animal species. Subtropical rainforests are found near the mid-eastern coast, and broadleaf rainforests grow in the southeast and on the island of Tasmania. Australia also boasts the world's largest sand island, Fraser Island, which stretches over 120 kilometers along the southern coast of Queensland. You can check out our cool, fascinating Fraser Island facts here. One of Australia's most amazing sights is called Uluru, or Ayers Rock, a sacred natural rock which rises like an enormous whale's back from a flat red soil desert called the Red Centre. Standing a massive 335 meters tall, it's one of the largest rocks in the world. Did you know Australia is home to many of the deadliest species of animals on the planet? There are 36 species of poisonous funnel web spiders found in this incredible country and 20 species of venomous snakes, including the world's most venomous snake, the taipan. This slithery reptile releases enough venom in one bite to kill 100 people. Yikes! Australian history. Aboriginal people arrived in Australia about 50,000 years ago. It's believed they traveled from Asia across land bridges that were exposed when sea levels were lower. The hardy Aborigines have learned to live in the harsh conditions of the outback. Dutch explorers first landed in Australia in 1606, and the British began to settle there in 1788. Many settlers were criminals sent to live in Australia as punishment. For a short time, the newcomers lived peacefully with the Aboriginal people. But soon, fighting broke out over who owned the land. In 1851, gold was discovered in Australia. A rush to find riches came as a result, bringing thousands of new immigrants to the country. By 1859, 6 separate colonies existed, and in 1901 these colonies joined to form the Federation of Australia. Australia, people and culture. Australia is one of the world's most ethnically diverse nations. Nearly a quarter of the people who live in Australia were born in other countries. Many come from the United Kingdom and other European countries, as well as from China, Vietnam, North Africa, and the Middle East. Australia's warm, sunny climate and abundance of open spaces give the population a love of the outdoors. The people are also passionate about sports, including swimming, surfing, sailing, tennis, soccer, cricket, rugby and their own invention, Australian rules football. Australia's government and economy. As a Commonwealth of the United Kingdom, Australia's head of state is the British monarch. Many Australians think the country should end its ties to Britain and become a republic. In a vote in 1999, Australians decided against separating from the UK, but the vote was close and the debate continues. Australia is an important exporter of agricultural goods like wool, wheat, beef, and fruit. The country is also rich in minerals and metals and is the world's fourth largest producer of gold. Australia is the only continent covered by a single country with truly unique landscapes, natural wonders and extraordinary experiences for travelers. Here are a list of facts that you may not know about Australian animals, culture, people and iconic landmarks in preparation for your visit to Australia. Australian wildlife. Melbourne was the capital city of Australia for 26 years, between 1901 and 1927 before the capital shifted to Canberra. There are 3 times as many sheep than people living in Australia. The Australian emu, a large, flightless bird, can run as fast as 45 kilometers per hour, 28 miles per hour. Platypus are highly poisonous and have enough poison to kill a dog or make a human seriously ill. Wombat poo is shaped like a cube. The box jellyfish, which is found in the waters of the Great Barrier Reef, is responsible for more deaths than snakes, sharks and saltwater crocodiles combined. The record jump recorded by a kangaroo is a whopping 9 meters, 30 feet, in a single leap. 2 native Australian animals, platypus and echidnas, are the only 2 mammals in the world that lay eggs to give birth. Koalas sleep for about 20 hours per day. Tasmanian devils have the strongest bite per body size of any mammal. There are 4 different species of kangaroo in Australia, with the red kangaroo being the largest. The largest big red ever seen was 2.1 m tall, 6 feet 9 inches, and weighed 91 kilograms, 200 pounds. The Australian thorny devil is one of the longest-lived lizards of its size in the world, with a lifespan of up to 20 years. The kangaroo and emu were chosen to be the 2 animals on the Australian coat of arms because they can't walk backwards, reflecting a forward-thinking culture. 17 of the world's most poisonous snakes can be found in Australia. Australia is home to around 1,500 types of spiders, 4,000 types of ants and 350 types of termites. While kangaroos are considered a national icon, with over 40 million estimated throughout the country, they can also be considered a pest in some locations and are sometimes culled. Australia has a larger population of camels than Egypt. Australian laws. Voting in elections in Australia is compulsory, you don't have a choice, for everyone 18 years of age and over, with an initial fine of $72 issued for non-voters. Despite this, only around 81% of eligible Aussie voters cast their vote. Australia was the second country in the world to grant women the right to vote. This occurred in 1894. In 2005, the government issued a ban on saying the word mate at Parliament House. The ban lasted 24 hours before it was overturned. Swimming at public beaches in Australia during the day was made illegal for 64 years. The legal drinking age in Australia is 18 years old. Australia officially became a federation in 1901. Australia's first police force was made up of 12 convicts who were judged to be the best behaved Australian people. 49% of Australians were born overseas or have at least one parent who was born overseas and moved to Australia. Someone from Sydney is typically referred to as a Sydneysider. A person from Melbourne is called a Melbournian. Former Australian Prime Minister Bob Hawke once held the Guinness World Record for the fastest beer sculling, downing 2.5 pints of beer in 11 seconds. He recreated the legendary feat at the SCG in January 2017. Despite being a massive continent, 90% of Australia's population live on the coast due to the majority of the interior being a vast desert. Australia's Aboriginal people are estimated to have lived here for roughly 50,000 years, yet they now make up only 1.5% of the total population. The average Australian will eat the equivalent of 18 full cows and 90 full sheep in his or her lifetime. After Athens, Melbourne has the world's largest Greek population. Australia has one of the world's lowest population densities. Its size is only a bit smaller than the USA, yet the population is only around 23 million, as opposed to 313 million in the United States. The average Australian drinks 83 litres of beer per year. In Aboriginal culture, women are not permitted to play the didgeridoo. Australian cities and natural attractions. Australia is the driest of any continent on Earth other than Antarctica. The Great Barrier Reef is regarded as the world's largest living organism and is often listed as one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. Australia is the only continent covered by a single country. The highest mountain in Australia is Mt Kosciuszko, which stands 2228 m high. Australia as a whole is a fairly flat country, with relatively few mountain ranges given its size. The Daintree Rainforest, found in tropical North Queensland, is the country's largest and covers around 1,200 square kilometres. The Aussie state of Tasmania has the world's cleanest air, while mining is one of Australia's biggest industries. More land is covered by pubs than mines. Uluru, Ayers Rock, is known as the largest monolith in the world and is over 8 kilometers wide at its widest point. Australia is home to the world's largest cattle ranch, which is bigger than the entire country of Belgium. Australia is the 6th largest country in the world in terms of land area. Australia's dingo fence is longer than the Great Wall of China. The Nullarbor Plain is home to the longest straight road in the world, at 146 kilometers long. Australia is the only continent in the world without an active volcano. The termite mounds that can be found in Australia are the tallest animal-made structures on Earth. Melbourne has the largest public tram system in the world. The Gold Coast has the world's largest canal system, which is larger than those of both Venice and Amsterdam combined. Canberra was built specifically to be Australia's capital city, as both Sydney and Melbourne had reasons for being denied. Australia is truly a beautiful place to visit. If you're looking for experiences within Australia, visit our homepage for information on tours, attractions, activities, information, and much more. Welcome to Australia. Visit the most amazing continent. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you.